Do you want to maximize your success with NCUA? Join Mark Treichel as he shares with you the insider's view on passing your exam with flying colors. The With Flying Colors podcast is sponsored by Credit Union Exam Solutions by Mark Treichel. If you would like to work directly with the Credit Union Exam Solutions team and receive support to optimize your results with NCUA so you save time and money, visit us at marktreichel.com to find out more.
Hey everyone, this is Mark Treichel with another episode of With Flying Colors. For parts of December, particularly around the holidays, I'm going to be doing some short topic podcasts. And it just so happens that I saw a NCUA Express that just came out that I wanted to do a short podcast on in light of some other things that are going on in the credit union world. So here it is. And the NCUA Express, by the way, if you do not subscribe to NCUA Express, it's a good thing to do. Whenever they publish anything of any materiality, you get an email that alerts you to it. You can ignore it, or it might be something of interest. And this NCUA Express says NCUA's FinTech Director testifies before the Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Inclusion. And I'm recording this on December 5th. He testified on December 5th, and he is Charles Weiss, the Director of Financial Technology and Access. Now, I will put in the show links a link to his entire testimony, but what I wanted to point out was his reference to third-party vendor authority. NCUA has been looking to regain third-party vendor authority since its sunset around Y2K. The trade groups, NAFCU and CUNA, were very good at getting that sunset language in so that NCUA only had that authority during Y2K. Now, the board since then, and particularly the current board, Chairman Harper, is very passionate about regaining third-party vendor authority. I've made comments in the past that be careful what you ask for. You don't want to be the dog chasing the ice cream truck and then you get it and you have to figure out what it is that you're going to do with that ice cream truck when you get it. But while that's still an issue, I think things are going to heat up on this arena, and I think NCUA is appropriately going to be heating things up in this arena, and I'll explain why here in a minute. All right, so the testimony says third-party vendor authority. In the context of financial innovation and technology, the NCUA's need for supervisory examination authority over credit union service organizations and third-party vendors is a noteworthy vulnerability for the system. Other independent entities, including the Government Accountability Office, the Financial Stability Oversight Council, and the NCUA's Office of Inspector General, have identified this deficiency as inhibiting the NCUA from fulfilling its mission to safeguard credit union members and the financial system, and it is the NCUA Board's continuing policy to seek third-party vendor authority from Congress. Credit unions increasingly partner with third-party vendors to enhance their products and services, make their programs cost-effective, provide access to expertise, and promote programs that may not be feasible if provided independently. The pandemic has already accelerated the industry's shift to digital services, which has increased the industry's reliance on such vendors. However, unlike the other federal banking regulatory agencies, the NCUA does not have supervisory authority over third-party vendors or providers, leading to a regulatory blind spot. This lack of oversight puts federally insured credit unions at a competitive disadvantage compared to insured banks, and members of credit unions at greater risk of a significant breach or technology disruption. As cyber criminals, foreign adversaries, and money launderers increasingly target third-party service providers to exploit vulnerabilities across the U.S. critical infrastructure sectors, there is more exposure to the credit union industry if the NCUA does not have visibility into these providers. If Congress reauthorized third-party vendor authority for the NCUA, the agency will adopt a program that prioritizes examinations based on the risks related to the National Credit Union Share Insurance Fund, safety and soundness, cybersecurity, consumer financial protection, and the Bank Secrecy Act anti-money laundering compliance. This statutory change would give credit union members the same protection as bank customers, resulting in improved customer service and enhanced protection. Further, the potential benefit of vendor authority include credit union access to NCUA exam information when conducting due diligence of vendors. Fewer requests from the NCUA to credit unions to intervene with vendors experiencing problems, and fewer losses to the share insurance fund. All right, so why is that increasing in likelihood right now? If you've been watching the press at all, you are aware that there was a malware attack that is impacting somewhere north of 50 credit unions, and that's getting a lot of play by the trades. It's getting a lot of play on LinkedIn, and it's could be very likely that when the dust settles from that we will see that NCUA puts cybersecurity as number one on their priority letter that comes out. Remember, it comes out about mid-January. I'll be reporting on it here, giving you guidance and my thoughts and my team's thoughts relative to it here. But in any event, all the board members talk about cybersecurity keeping them up at night. Potentially, we're going to have a new board member as soon as this month, I've heard. Tanya Otsuka could get nominated soon, the word on the street is, and I would anticipate with her connections to Sherrod Brown, that could give NCUA the political juice it would need to get this change to the Federal Credit Union Act. Now, I mentioned earlier the trades have fought against it. This could be the first battle that America's credit unions has to take on, a battle which is getting harder and harder to defend. And particularly, I was listening to another podcast about the challenges of AI and how that is creating some issues in banking where people are losing their money because their voice has been copied. Something that some of my relatives have asked me about. Hey, with your podcast out there, you've got a lot of your words out there. Could that lead to an AI situation? So I'm going to be increasing my cybersecurity on my personal accounts, and I have learned quite a bit in that arena personally. While I don't have any experts on information systems as part of my team, NCUA has built a robust cadre of that, and you can expect that whatever comes out of this malware attack, that NCUA is going to have some lessons learned from it, and lessons learned is going to lead to examination steps. It's going to lead to, in my opinion, as I mentioned, the priority letter having cybersecurity number one as opposed to number 2, 3, 4, or 5. And that really doesn't matter other than the fact that it does set the tone. I'm going to predict that you'll see at GAC, or whatever they're calling it, I still think they're calling it GAC. Chairman Harper will talk about this in his speech. And he's got the political connections. He knows how to work Congress. He did that for Senator Sarbanes, and now he's soon going to be matched with Tanya Otsuka. And I don't even see how Kyle Hauptman would want to stand in the way of this at this juncture, especially, again, with AI and the challenges from that looming. All right, that's it. This was a short take. If you have any ideas on little topics like this you might want me to cover, shoot me a note on LinkedIn or on my email at info@marktreichel.com. Thanks for listening, as always. Mark Treichel, signing off with flying colors.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of With Flying Colors. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app to hear future episodes where subject matter experts of all varieties will provide tips on how to achieve success with NCUA. If you would like to learn more about how we assist credit unions, check out our services at marktreichel.com.